welcome to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. My name is Kyle Case, and I'll be your host on this amazing journey as we attempt to help you get the most out of your life. Joining me in the studio today is my co-pilot, Jeff Harding. Jeff, how are you today?
I am wonderful.
Good, good. Are you a little tired?
Did I mention I'm wonderful? No, it's great. The energy that the athletes give you is just amazing.
Awesome, awesome. Well, of course, you're referring to the Huntsman World Senior Games.
Is that going on?
Well, yes, they are well underway.
Yeah.
Today is Thursday. We began our first competitions on Monday. Mm-hmm. Of course, we had our first day of check-in on Sunday, so we've been going on full cylinders for the last several days.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's going great.
It's going great. Everybody's having a great time. You're seeing a lot of smiles around town. It's amazing.
It is,
really
and
amazing.
as you said, the energy level is very, very high, and it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of it. It's exciting to just sit back and watch it. It's just an amazing event, and we're lucky, Jeff. You and I are so lucky to get to be a part of it.
Well, even last night, we did our Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah,
and just these folks who have been involved in giving of their time and their talents to volunteer, or coming and sharing of their skills and abilities as participants.
As an athlete.
For multiple years, just to see them recognized and what it means to them and the energy they're giving back. What an experience.
It really, really is. So the Huntsman World Senior Games, it happens every year, this time of year, every October. This year, we will host about 10,700 total athletes by the time the games are all done. And, I've said this a lot, but just to put that in perspective, that number is larger than the London Olympics. So we will have more athletes than they had at the London Olympics by the time we're done. And the great thing is that we get to host that event here every single year. It's not once every 4 years or even once every other year. It's every year.
So we need to get one of those bumper stickers made that says Paris, London, France, and St. George.
We do.
Oh, no, wait, no.
We do.
There hasn't been an Olympics in France. So Paris, London,
Beijing in there
Beijing, Sochi, and St. George.
Something like that. Something like that. But anyway, it's an amazing, amazing event, and we're lucky to be a part of it. We have 6 full-time staff that work on the games, and each staff member has an area that they're kind of in charge of. And we also have this great tradition that we do at the end of the games where everybody gets to say what their favorite moment of the games was. But I want to preempt that a little bit, Jeff, and ask you, in the area that you've been working on or the area that you're in, what do you think is the best thing that's happened so far in the Huntsman World Senior Games?
If it's just looking at the areas I'm responsible for, there's a couple. I love the health testing. I love seeing the folks come into the health testing and going to the different stations and getting a feel for their well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's great. And then the other is the gift shop. I love, especially the ladies, when they come into the gift shop and they see, the guys not so much, but the ladies, their eyes almost like a kid. They get big. It's like a kid in a candy store. What do I want?
Yeah, our you mentioned 2 excellent examples there of neat things that we're able to offer at the Huntsman World Senior Games that are a little bit unique to us.
They are.
The health screenings is truly an amazing benefit to our athletes, and it's available to them free of charge.
Right.
You're just, as a registered athlete, you just get the opportunity to go and take some screenings. And, we've had many stories of people who feel like their lives have been saved or at least changed for the better by being a part of that. And then, of course, you mentioned the gift shop, too. Our gift shop really is unique from a sporting event standpoint. In most cases, and many of us have seen this, but you go to a sporting event as a spectator or as an athlete, and there's a table with T-shirts on it, and that's great. You're looking for a memento of the games. But that's what people are used to. But if you haven't had a chance to see our gift shop yet, you ought to head on down to the Dixie Center just to see it, because we have a wide variety of product and displays, and it really is kind of a unique experience.
It is, and it is fun. And there's practical stuff, there's jackets, there's logoed stuff, but there's also fun stuff.
Yeah. So it's available for our athletes, but for community members as well. Come and check it out.
Yeah.
Head on down to the Dixie Center. Our hours during the weekdays are from 7 until 7.
7 till 6.
Excuse me, 7 till 6, and you can come on in and again, just feel part of that energy. We have an expo that's going on as well that, of course, is catering to our athletes, but the community could come. And
they're certainly welcome. There's some great stuff even in the expo. There's some vendors that sell rocks that they've collected. There's fine jewelry. There's health equipment. There's everything.
Wide variety of different things. So far in the games for me, probably my favorite thing has been you mentioned the Hall of Fame, which I thought is wonderful every year. But this year, I'm going to go for the opening ceremonies once again.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
we had a great show, very inspiring. The singing, the dancing. We had a fantastic fireworks show.
Yeah.
Rayford Johnson was our special guest, an Olympic gold medalist from the 1960 Rome Olympics, silver medalist from the Melbourne Olympics previous to that in 1956. And just had a great message about doing the best that you can, being the best that you can with the resources that you have, and really remembering and understanding the idea behind this competition is, everybody wants to win. There's no question about that. But you have the potential to make lifelong friends. And not only was that true for him in his case, in his athletic career, but we find that is true for our athletes.
Very much so.
Year after year, we hear these stories of people who come back to the games and visit with their friends. Well, it's like a family reunion.
That's the other fun thing about being at the Dixie Center is people coming in, giving each other hugs. How you been? Haven't seen you for a year.
And
how
you get
such
to
and
see
such.
That. And as you said, that's the energy level.
That's
and it really does become like a family reunion. And, in addition to that, it's a family that puts on the event as well.
Oh, very much. Very close.
Figuratively as well as literally. Jeff's parents help out as volunteers at track and field. His daughter works in the gift shop. My wife is very involved in helping out with the Global Cup and a variety of other things. And speaking of family, we are pleased and
what a
happy.
segue.
Wasn't that good?
That was a great segue,
I was thinking
Kyle.
about that all the way over here, Jeff. I have got my parents in the studio with us, and I'm so excited to have them here with us, not only because I don't get to see them as much as I'd like to, but they're actually competing as athletes in the Huntsman World Senior Games this year. So, Mom, Dad, welcome.
Thank you. We have had a great time so far, and we're not done yet.
Yeah.
No, I have to tell you, Kyle, your dad is a great delegator. As soon as we introduced them, he pushed his wife right to the microphone so she could talk.
She's the one that does the speaking.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. And, all of my life growing up, both of my parents have spent most of their time chasing their kids around, involved in sports.
As most parents do these days.
That was definitely the case at our house. They had 4 very active boys and 2 girls that were involved in a variety of different things as well. And they spent a lot of time on the road, going to wrestling tournaments and duels and football games and cheerleading events and just all kinds of things. And so now here you are competing yourselves in an athletic event. Mom, I want to start with you. This is your second time competing at the Huntsman World Senior Games.
That's right.
You ran before. We were trying to decide this morning, and none of us know for sure, but it was 4 or 5 years ago,
right,
in the 5K. And this year you ran just this morning in our 5K as well. Tell us a little bit about what that transition is like for you, having been a parent who was really involved in sports as a spectator and as a supporter, and now here you are competing yourself.
And adding to the fact that your son followed you and watched you compete.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like?
That was great. And I might say that first time I competed, every one of my kids was here to watch me and to encourage me. And they did it as a surprise. So I was really surprised when the door kept opening and a kid kept coming in.
Yeah, it was easy for me because I was already here.
Yeah.
But my younger brother Jed kind of organized that whole thing. And,
that's fun.
And it was really fun for us as a family to be together and support you. And we see that really here at the games.
Oh, we do.
All over the place. You've got kids and grandkids and great-grandkids that are coming to support Grandma and Grandpa as they're competing.
And spouses.
And spouses and friends and cousins and everything. So you ran this morning. Tell us about the race.
Well, it was exciting. I did the best I could. It was not a gold effort, but it was the best I could do today, and it was really great. And I have to say this. I can hardly wait till I'm 70 because then I'm going to be the youngest in my age group.
Your age group.
And I'll sure be gold then.
That is one thing is that the women don't mind aging up.
It's true.
In this
I was
event.
going to say, here at this event, people are so excited to get older. It's one of the few places on earth where you'll see that happens, but we run into that all the time. People are not embarrassed of their age. They're happy to tell you what their age is, what age division they are, and they know exactly which year it is when they age up, so that they're going to be the youngster in that age group.
Or if there's somebody that's a little bit older than them that just has that little bit extra, they look forward to them aging up so they can get the medal and then age up and follow them. So yeah, there's the aging. Aging has multiple benefits in the games.
Absolutely. For those who don't know, the Huntsman World Senior Games offers skill levels as well as age groups, and the age groups go every 5 years. So when we talk about aging up, that's a big deal in our community of athletes, and they really look forward to, again, that time when they're the young one, the youngster in the age group, or when that competitor gets up out of the way so that they can
finally get that medal.
Get that medal that they've been working for.
Or until they live long enough that everybody else dies and they start getting the gold.
And, sometimes that's the case as well. Just this morning at the 5K, we had one of our 100%ers, Sid Smith. He's been coming to every one of the Huntsman World Senior Games.
29 of them.
Every one of them, 29 years. And he was there this morning running the 5K. He's the first competitor to complete the 5K in his age group, the 90-year-old age group. And so he set a record this morning just by completing
That's great.
Just by completing
the first one to win it at that age.
Yeah.
To complete it at that age. Wow.
He also holds the record for the 85 to 90-year-old age group too. But Sid's a great guy and a great example of how you can stay active well into your later years. At 90 years old, he's still out running races. He ran our 10K on Monday. He was involved in some of the track and field mid-distance races as well on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then this morning, he went ahead and ran the 5K. And that's inspiring.
It is. And he's mentally as well as physically sharp. I mean, it's fun to talk with Sid.
Yeah, Sid's a funny guy. He's got a joke or a poem or a story to tell. It's great. So you ran this morning, Mom. You did the best. You did your best, and I was there, and I can attest that you gave everything that you had, and that was inspiring for me to see. It really was. What do you think? So next year, are you on board for another round, or?
The first time I came for you, Kyle.
I knew that was the case, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now this time I came for me. And I intend to go home and continue to run all year so that I'll be better next year.
Well, I think
you go.
That's great. And really, that's what it's about.
That is. Ray, you listened to Rafer's speech, didn't you, at the opening ceremonies?
I did.
You did.
You're listening to the Huntsman World Senior Games Active Life. And we're visiting with Kathleen and Wes Case. I didn't introduce Mom and Dad to me, but Kathleen and Wes Case, who are participants this year in the Huntsman World Senior Games. This is my mom's second time running in the event. This is my dad's first time competing. So step up to the mic, Dad. Let's talk about your event. You're going to compete in which event?
I'm going to compete in horseshoe throw. So we'll see how that goes.
So, one of the great things that I love, Dad, about you competing that I think is really cool is my dad's dad pitched horseshoes.
Right.
And he loved it. And, he wasn't a world star or anything like that, but he would go to the town fairs and to the carnivals and just the town gatherings that we had, and he would pitch horseshoes and enjoyed that very much. But what I have always found amazing and that I really admired about my granddad is that he was legally blind.
Wow.
But he would pace off the paces, and he had a feel for how far he had to throw.
He played enough that he had a feel for it.
And he was a pretty good player.
Wow.
So now here my dad is competing at the Huntsman World Senior Games and kind of following in that legacy, and I think that's cool.
That's great. We're grateful for the opportunity to do that. I don't claim to be very good, but we'll at least throw at the peg and see what happens. But it's just fun to come and to participate and to meet new people and to see the spirit of the senior games here. It's been a real fun experience for me.
Now, the real fun thing about horseshoes is it doesn't break down so much by age as by skill level. So you'll be competing against people of your skill level, which is really nice.
I hope there's some at my skill.
I keep telling him that. He's been a little nervous about it, but that's the great thing about the games in general.
Right.
We do have the age groups, we do have the skill divisions, and so when you come to the Huntsman World Senior Games, whether it's your first year or your 29th year, whatever that happens to be for you, you have a great chance at a medal. You're not guaranteed a medal. You're still going to have to compete for it.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn it. There's no question about it. But because it's broken up by age group and by skill level, you have a pretty good chance of competing and possibly bringing home a medal. And I think that's one of the real hallmarks of the game's success over the years. We've seen as the games have grown and become what it's become. That's a big part of it.
You know, sometimes we joke about, I was the only one in my age group, so I won the gold medal. But you did it.
Absolutely.
You went out and you did it.
Hey,
you still earned it.
A lot of people that didn't show up.
That's right.
That didn't get that chance, and that is absolutely true. So,
one of our staff members won a gold medal at the power walking.
Yeah, absolutely. And was there and earned it.
He earned it.
And especially on a week like this where he's so already sleep deprived and trying to take care of a million
physically
details.
Exhausted, yeah.
So congratulations to Rosander, our director of sports, who won a gold medal in the power walking. He'll also be competing in the shuffleboard next week. So anyway, lots of stuff going on. So I wanted to visit with you also, Dad. You were at the opening ceremonies. That's the first time that you've been able to see the ceremonies.
Yeah, that's the first time I was there to see that, and it was very, very inspiring and very, very interesting. And it's interesting to me that when you come to a world event like this, which it is a world event, there's people from all over the world that has come here to participate, and it doesn't matter what nationality you are.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what ethnicity, race, or whatever you are. Everybody comes here in the spirit of brotherhood and love, and it's just real neat to see that, to see the camaraderie of people and the way they participate and the way they get along with each other. And when you look at the world, we're actually in a mess. But it shouldn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
If they could just take the example of the World Senior Games, they could learn a lot in this world.
Well, that's for sure. And that was one of the things that you mentioned after the show was over. You know, you look around at the world and there's so much turmoil and strife and just really darkness, and we get to be a light in the middle of that darkness.
A bright light.
And it is a bright light. And it's a light for so many people, We have the opportunity to touch the lives of the athletes who are competing, but we also indirectly are touching their families as well, their spouses, their siblings, their children, their grandchildren. And it's a responsibility, but it's also such an honor to be a part of it and to see how, our mission of fostering worldwide peace, health, and friendship can really come together. So I appreciated your observation of that. I've always felt that way, Dad, and that's one of the things that I've loved about being involved with these games for the past 9 years that both Jeff and I have been working with the games, and it's exciting to be a part of that, and it's exciting to get to interact with these athletes who do bring that light with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's ironic. We talk about them hugging each other, greeting each other, but they also hug and greet us.
Yeah.
Like, long lost family.
Yeah.
So it's the love is spread around. It's everybody that's involved, whether athlete or volunteer or staff member, whomever.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter.
Absolutely. So, Dad, this is your first time, so you haven't really had a chance to compete yet, but Mom has already. What advice do you have for somebody who's on the fence of, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't? What would you tell somebody who's on the fence?
Well, I'd tell them to just, put their shoes on and come and participate. Of course, I had to be coaxed a little bit for me to do that. But, of course, I've been, active in sports most of my life. I started out playing World Series baseball in the backyard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And moved up to wrestling and
played a little football.
One of my greater loves is fishing, and actually hold the Idaho state record for the brown trout in Idaho.
You got to slip that in there.
So I got to slip
important.
that in.
That was a great segue too. Very smooth.
But yeah, I'd say just, get off the couch and do something. It's rewarding and it's worthwhile.
What do you have to add to that, Mom?
That's a good summary of how I feel. It's a great opportunity to come and associate with people, but it's a great opportunity to build yourself in your health and keep you from just rotting away.
Yeah, from just wasting away. we see that so much, and we hear this, and again, maybe we're bragging just a little bit on the event.
Today we can brag,
but it's a great event, and we hear from our athletes consistently that same sentiment of, this is a reason for me to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
You give me the motivation because I want to be better, and I want to show up and be able to compete to the very best that I can, and it's an opportunity for people to have a goal that they can reach towards and that they can work towards.
A reason to get out of bed.
And again, we don't take that for granted.
No.
We love being a part of that.
And it's not bragging because we didn't create it. We inherited it.
Absolutely.
We're just trying to keep the light going.
We're just trying to keep the light going. That is for sure. Well, Mom and Dad, thank you for spending some time with us today, and good luck in your competition. Dad is coming up next week in horseshoes. Mom's all wrapped up, so she'll become an official fan at this point, but we're glad that you could be on the show with us, and glad that you could be with us here at the games as well.
Now, one quick question. Are you going to take advantage of the health testings?
We already did that. We almost have our card all filled up.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I actually picked them up from the Dixie Center where they were participating in the health screenings.
Excellent. And just that little plug for the health testing.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. So speaking of little plugs, we talk a lot about the extracurricular activities that go on at the games. The health screenings is actually one of those. Coming up on Saturday. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, we have a public health screening. Anybody that wants to come down to the Dixie Center is welcome to come down and take advantage of the screenings that are available. Not everything will be available, but not everything's available every day anyway.
Yeah, there's a wide variety of tests that are available.
And we're dependent upon the providers when they're available, but
it's for everybody. You don't have to be an athlete. It's free.
Any age.
Yeah, it's only on Saturday, though. Let's clarify
just on Saturday,
that. Athletes,
and it's just 10 to 2.
Okay, athletes are available to do it at different times, and those
athletes can come too as well. As well, it's anybody.
Yeah, so the community can come and be a part of it, and we encourage everyone to come and get some of those valuable screenings.
That's right.
And just get a kind of an idea of where they're at health wise.
And we appreciate the Southwest Utah Community Health. They're going to be staffing the health screening on Saturday for us.
Excellent, great. Another event that's coming up that we probably don't talk about enough, but that's our dinner dance.
It's tonight.
We have that available for our athletes, and we encourage them to come and be a part of that. That's one of those social aspects of the games, but community members could come out to that as well.
Sure.
It's out at the fairgrounds, the Washington County Fairgrounds. What time does it start?
It starts at 6.
6 o'clock, and tickets at the door are just $15.
$15.
And that includes your dinner and a night of live
dancing.
Yeah,
yes.
live dancing. We've got a sock hop theme going on tonight.
A 50 sock hop.
Yep. Invite anybody and everybody to come out and be a part of that as well. It's a fun night. Jeff has mentioned several times, we've been talking several times about that energy that comes with the games. If you're curious about energy and want to feel for yourself, the dinner dance tonight is a great place.
There'll be some folks out there dancing up a storm after competing all day.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and then they'll go home and get a good night's sleep and wake up tomorrow and compete again.
That's right.
So please take advantage of that. Come on out as well. And then the last thing that I just want to touch on in the 2 minutes or so that we have left is our concert and celebration that's coming up.
It's going to be a blast.
We are an event that takes place over 2 weeks, and there's a lot of transition among athletes within those 2 weeks. And so we've always had a tradition of an opening ceremonies, which we've talked about already, and then our second week we have what we call our concert and celebration. And it happens on Tuesday. It happens the 13th, October 13th. It's at the Burns Arena, and it's at 7 o'clock, and it's a free show.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can come, and the show is going to be outstanding.
It's going to. I've watched them on the internet, and they are fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. They're called the British Invasion Tribute.
Capital THE.
That's right, because they are the tribute. And the great thing about them is they're going to be covering the songs from that decade, really. It's not just a Beatles tribute band, although that would be great as well. But they're going to cover all the songs, the great songs, the memorable songs, the great music bands that we remember, the bands from that era that came from Great Britain, the British invasion. They're also going to be covering the American response to the British invasion,
like the Monkees and the Beach Boys.
Some great bands there, and then they will finish out the evening with
the lads from Liverpool.
That's right, a great tribute to the Beatles and a great medley of some of their greatest hits. So again, a free show. It's a family-friendly show. Bring your family, bring your kids, bring your grandkids, bring your spouse. bring your church group. It's a free show. It's on Tuesday night, 7:00 at the Burns Arena, it's just going to be all around fun for everyone. So don't miss out on that.
Fun. That sounds like that could be a song.
Like a Beach Boys song.
That could be a song.
And again, for the athletes that are listening, don't miss that.
That's right.
It's one of the social opportunities to interact with people from all around the world and to just enjoy yourself and feel that spirit.
Let your hair down and just have a great time.
World Senior Games. So we're still, again, right in the middle of the games. We've got a week and a half left. The games will run through October 17th. We want to invite anyone and everyone to also come on out and support the athletes. It's free to watch any of the events. And people say, well, where is it? Well, you can check out the schedules on seniorgames.net, but you can also just get in your car and think, where's a sporting venue in town?
Where they play softball?
And you drive there, and there will probably be a senior event.
Where would they play volleyball?
There.
Yeah.
So come on out and support us. Seniorgames.net is where you can get the schedules. And until next Thursday, stay active.